Hey Legion family, my name is Mathis Shuman. I'm the National Legislative Chairman for the American Legion.
And I'm Julia Mathis. I'm the National Legislative Director at the National Headquarters of the American Legion.
I represent the volunteer side of the organization.
And I represent the staff.
Julia and I are here on Capitol Hill, and we are on a mission, family.
We are here to seek the very best advice that we can get from our members of Congress to help you be successful in your meetings.
Now, what I love about the advice that we're going to go get today is that this obviously works here on the federal level, but I know for a fact that it also works on the state level when you meet with your state legislators as well.
They do thousands of these meetings with constituents and groups every year. They know what works.
The advice that we're going to get from our friends on Capitol Hill today really is going to set you and the American Legion apart from every other meeting that these members of Congress have. Our mission is to set you up for success, to make sure the American Legion is the most powerful voice on Capitol Hill for veterans. So we have a job to do. We're going to go get the best advice to set you up for success. Are you ready, Julia?
I'm ready.
You ready to go?
Let's go.
All right, let's go. Wrong way.
Senator.
Hey, Senator.
Hey, how are you?
Doing well. Thank you for letting us stop by.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you. Welcome to the office of the people of Iowa.
We love the people of Iowa.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you
What
so
can I
much.
help you with today?
Well, we have one really important question. What is your one best piece of advice for veterans and constituents and Legionnaires coming to Capitol Hill to meet with their members of Congress to ensure they have a successful meeting with their elected official?
Okay, that is a great question. And the American Legion is one of my favorite groups. I am a member of the American Legion. And so when you visit, you have your legislative handbook, your drop sheet, and it's got all of these issues important to our veterans inside. Lots of issues, but what I would say is focus on the top 2 or 3 issues. We have very little time in our meetings, and we want to know what your highest priorities are. Doesn't mean that the others aren't important as well, but we really want to get to know the nuts and bolts of your priorities. So one thing I would also say too is when you focus on those 2 or 3 priorities, give me the stories of veterans that are impacted and
Iowa,
could
that makes
benefit
sense, yeah.
from this legislation. Absolutely. And that would be my best piece of advice to you.
That's great advice. Stick with 2 or 3 top issues so we can really get to the
absolutely.
details.
That makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for your time, Senator. We've got more meetings to get to.
Outstanding. Well, I know you need lots of energy,
You do.
I'm sure, meeting with all of our members
Yeah.
and representing our veterans.
Yeah.
So let's give you some Iowa popcorn.
Iowa popcorn, we love it.
All right, so Iowa
This is going
popcorn
to be so
for
good
you.
for our next meeting. Yes.
Thank you. And for you, Matt.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Thank
Thanks for
you,
what you
Senator.
do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's go. It's so good.
Look at all day at that.
All day.
All day.
That's so cool.
Wow.
Mark Kelly. Who's he?
So cool.
Amazing.
I could wear this. I think it's my size.
We may have to ask.
Or permission over forgiveness. Or forgiveness
Forgiveness over permission.
I like it.
Hey, Senator.
How are you?
Doing well, sir. Thank you for letting us stop by.
Thank you for letting us stop by. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Hey, sir, we've got 2 questions. Can we wear that?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I was allowed to wear it during 4 space flights, and
We're not doing that today. We're not doing a 5th.
we're not taking it out of the case.
Okay.
But what's your other
That
question?
makes sense.
Our other question is, we would like to advise our Legionnaires and members how to have a great meeting when they come to the Hill to see you. What's the best piece of advice you could give to them?
By far, the most important thing is to have a plan. So when you go into the meeting, have a plan, and make sure you ask for something. Everybody comes up here and they ask us for stuff. So if you don't, you're kind of missing an opportunity.
Yeah.
And our job is to listen to people find out what's important to them, their organization.
Yep.
And what's, what should we do that's in the best interest of our country?
Absolutely.
So having a specific ask, clearly stating it, is very important.
That makes sense. So put the ask right there, be clear, be concise, be upfront. That's great. That's awesome advice.
All right.
Thank you,
Perfect.
Senator.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting us stop
Appreciate
by.
it. Yeah,
You're
thank you for letting us
Appreciate
stop by.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Senator. Hi, Mr. Chairman.
Hey there.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Chairman.
How are you?
Hey, sir, what are you doing?
I'm sitting here just playing with my gavel.
Playing with your gavel. I love it, sir. Well, hey, do you have a minute for the American Legion?
Always.
Always. I love that, sir. Thank you so much.
We have some Legionnaires coming to the Hill this month, and we want to know what is the best way they can have an effective meeting with their member of
Your
Congress.
best piece of advice.
Well, make sure that when you get there that you know about their district and you know what the Legionnaires from their district are concerned about, and make sure that you make it personal with them, because that's a concern of every member, or should be, is their own district. You know, it's a nation as a whole. And become, they're just members. They'd love to talk to you, and express your concerns. And you know, when you get here, quite often you'll have material that you want to come in. Don't just read it. Have it beforehand and know what you're asking.
Make it personal.
Make it personal.
Directly tie it to your congressional district or your state. Make it really relevant to that member of Congress.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We appreciate your time, sir.
Great to see you.
We'll let you get back to practicing.
Hey, Ranking Member Takano.
You have a quick minute?
Oh, there you are. Anything for the Legion. I was in the middle of something, but come on in.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again. Good to see
Thanks
you.
for taking the time.
Yeah, we really appreciate you taking the time to meet with the Legion. We just have one question, if that's okay.
Sure.
What is your best piece of advice for Legionnaires and veterans coming to Capitol Hill to ensure they have a successful meeting with their elected members of Congress like yourself?
Well, first of all, get a good understanding of who you're going to be talking to.
Yeah.
Know their background, know their political leanings. You know, the more information you have about who it is you're trying to persuade, the better.
That's interesting.
And also kind of organize amongst yourself.
Yeah.
Like who's going to speak first, and
That's smart.
and know your priorities. Sometimes you are lobbying members about issues that relate to young people. And so having young people in your delegation, sometimes it might be women veterans, and it might be best to hand that issue off to women. You know, common sense things like that.
Yeah, it's really sort of think about the optics of who we're engaging as well.
That's right. The Legion has a lot of credibility, carries a lot of weight, and you know, members are going to want to meet with you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Mr. Ranking Member. We appreciate it, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Have a great day.
We're going to get out of here now. We've got more meetings to get to. You can get back to what you were doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. Hey, Congressman Golden, how you doing, sir?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Hey, do you have a minute for the American Legion?
The American Legion that wrote the GI Bill?
Yeah, we're that Legion.
Yeah, I definitely got time for the American.
I appreciate that, sir. Julia?
So we have a lot of Legionnaires coming to visit their members of Congress this month. We want to know from you, what is the best piece of advice you could give them to help make it a good meeting?
I guess I would say flexibility would be really important. You know, like you might have a meeting with me in my office at a certain time, and all of a sudden votes get called over on the House floor.
Yeah.
And if you want to be able to meet with me, the member, instead of just like with my staff, then you got to be flexible.
Yeah.
Come over to the Capitol, we'll meet off the House floor for 10 minutes. I might have to run into a vote, come back out, do another vote. That kind of flexibility goes a long ways with members of Congress. Our schedules are crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we say in the Army, Semper Gumby, be flexible, right? So your advice is be flexible, whether timing or location for a meeting.
The United States Marine Corps, Semper Gumby,
And
instead of Semper Fi, right?
That's right, that's right. Congressman Golden, thank you for your time, sir. Appreciate it.
Appreciate
you.
All right.
Hey, Commander Zinke.
Hey, sir, do you have a minute for the American Legion?
You know I do, and I was just thinking of you. Come on in. I was just sharpening my knife.
Well, that's scary.
Yeah, so what's up?
Well, sir, we've got a question for you. You know, we've got thousands of Legionnaires coming to Capitol Hill to meet with their members of Congress. And our question for you is, what is your best piece of advice for Legionnaires and veterans coming to Capitol Hill so they have a successful meeting with their member of Congress?
You know, that's a good question, but I'd go back to your military career.
Yeah.
First of all, battlefield preparation, situation. Do your homework.
Sure.
Find out what bills are out there. Find out exactly what you need.
Yeah.
Second thing is a mission. Bring it into a single ask.
Okay.
This is my mission. And then execution.
Yeah.
All right. Execution is about how you're going to get there, what bill you need, what members you need to support that bill.
Sure.
And make sure you have an execution plan. And then lastly, communications is a follow-up. Make sure you communicate with that member, have a point of contact, and track it through and do a follow-up meeting. So for a military veteran, it should be easy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Preparation, mission, execution, logistics.
Spot on.
I won't go E&E because we don't need to go there.
We don't. Well, that's great advice, Congressman.
Thank you. We will absolutely let them know that being prepared, having their plan together, and definitely doing the follow-up. Thank you for that great advice.
Absolutely.
Well, God bless.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You know what? And I'll think of you often.
Well, you don't have to. I promise you that.
Well, you know, the other method is this, is that what happens if, how I get things across the floor?
Yeah, how do you get
Well,
support?
this is how I do it.
Okay.
I shake a hand.
Like a good friend. Oh.
Yeah, and then I control the elbow.
Okay.
Slightly turn, and then control the fingers.
This is very different.
And then what you do is you step slightly forward.
Okay.
You go back and say, I need this to be passed.
I do.
If you don't give me your help.
Oh. Ow. That's how you do it.
That's the other side.
That's not normally how we get votes on the Hill, but we'll take that advice.
We'll take it under advisement.
Well, from a SEAL commander, it could be effective.
It could be effective. Have a good day, Mr. Secretary. Thank you.
Lovely.
Hey, Congressman Siscomani.
Do you have a minute for the American Legion?
I always have a minute for the American Legion.
Awesome.
Come in.
Hey, sir, thanks for your time this morning.
Always good to see you all. Thank you.
We have a question for you.
Yeah.
So we have thousands of American Legion members coming in this month to make visits to their members of Congress. What would be the best advice you would give to our members so they have successful meetings with their members of Congress?
Great question. First thing I'll say is maybe you should try knocking next time.
Oh, that's probably a good idea.
It's just, that's a free one.
Okay,
that's a free
Okay.
one.
We'll knock next time.
But listen, the group of people that you all represent is a very important and valuable group of people for our nation. So any member should be excited to meet with you already. The things that I would suggest is the size of the group always matters in terms of how comfortable we can be in here and also how many people get to speak and the efficiency of the meeting. So that's one thing, the group size of the group.
Yeah.
Also, having constituents in your group goes a long way for us as we're talking to people from back at home.
Yeah.
And the third one that helps also with the flow of the meeting, if there's a quarterback for the meeting, mainly who's leading it and who's speaking on behalf of the group and who is introducing and who's keeping us on time, all those things are very valuable and helpful for us.
So sort of, thinking about the number of people you bring into the meeting, have constituents from the district or the state, and then really just having somebody sort of organize and lead the meeting. Is that right?
That's it. Don't forget the knocking.
Oh, and don't forget the
Yeah,
knocking.
yeah,
That's really important. Well, thank you, Congressman, for your time.
You got it.
Really appreciate
Thank you for your
Anytime.
time.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
We're going to go.
Yeah, you don't need to knock on the way out, by the way.
Okay.
No, on the way out, you're good.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Oh,
Matt, how are you doing? Great to see you. Good to see you.
hey, we're coming to see you.
You're coming to see me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm on my way to the Capitol, so let's walk.
Okay, well, let's go that way.
Yeah, very good.
We wanted to ask you if you have some advice for our Legionnaires that'll be visiting Capitol Hill, how to have the best meeting with their member of
Best
Congress.
meeting. Well, I think this is a perfect example of this is a busy place.
Yeah.
Sometimes members are on the go, and so it's a kind of a walk and talk meeting. So it's important to be clear, concise, get your points across, because you're not sure how much time you're going to have with a member.
That makes a lot of sense. Be concise, know exactly, have an elevator pitch if you need to, because you're on the way to the floor.
Elevator pitch is a perfect way to describe it.
That's great. Awesome. Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All the best. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So we learned a lot, Julia. We learned a lot. Our goal is to equip you to have a successful meeting. I'm gonna tell you right now, you tell me if I'm wrong. If you implement the tips and tricks that we learned here, the data points that we learned here, you will have absolutely successful meetings with your members of Congress.
Spot on.
Why don't we review what we've learned?
One of the great pieces of advice that we heard was to not bring a whole huge delegation of people to the office.
Right.
It's probably best to just stick with 2 to 3 people.
Yeah, we have our drop sheet. Hopefully you have your drop sheet right now. And it has a lot of issues that we as the American Legion care about. But what's really helpful is Really focus on just one or two of the top issues that you really know about, that you care about. And that really allows you to become a subject matter expert.
That drop sheet, don't hand that over right away.
Yeah.
Hold on to it, talk about it,
Yeah.
make the eye contact so you're having the conversation.
Yeah.
And you can leave it at the end.
You know, have a quarterback. Talk amongst yourselves before you go into the meeting. Who's going to lead the introductions? Who's going to speak first, second, and third? That really does allow a meeting to
move along.
To move along the right way.
Be early, be flexible, and
Semper Gumby. Put the bottom line up front. When you go in the meeting, tell them what you want right away, and then spend the next time talking about why that's important. We've had, again, a long day up here. We've learned a lot, but there was one message that went through every single one of our conversations, Julia. What was that?
make it personal.
Make sure you have a constituent from their district or tie it into their state at least, right? Make it personal to them, and they'll remember it when they go to that building and cast a vote, either in favor or in opposition of something. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to say thank you, Julia. Thank you for being the best wingman on Capitol Hill with me. We killed it. We have incredible people here at the American Legion, our national staff, both in front and behind the camera. We are thankful for the national commander for letting us come up here and do this.
Yes.
We're thankful to our friends at Capitol Hill. Listen, these meetings happen because we are respected on Capitol Hill, and it's because of you. The voice of this organization, the power of this organization comes from every single person watching this video, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
So be the one, carry the Legion forward. Thank you so very much, Sheila. You are the absolute best. You and your team are incredible. You're incredible. Be the one.
Be the one.